Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today I have a wear test and review on this new foundation. This is going to be over the new Covergirl Trublend Matte Made Foundation. So I received this PR package a couple of weeks ago in the mail, which by the way, the PR package was insane. They literally sent every single shade of foundation that they have along with their new primers. I'll show you guys that in a bit and touch base on that also. But I wanted to do a review on this foundation because it has a lot of claims and they're pretty great claims if you're looking for like that perfect matte looking foundation. And I'm gonna read off of the Covergirl website what the claims are. So it says from your favorite Covergirl foundation line comes a matte formula that isn't drying or cakey. Trublend Matte Made's formula is developed with Flexi Hold technology, whatever that means, that creates a strong yet flexible film on skin for durability and comfort, while the mattifying powders absorb oil and minimize pores for a soft, matte, flawless finish, up to 12 hours of wear. So that's pretty long. The biggest bullet that is not on the website, which I think is weird, but it was in the PR package, is that this was a foundation made for all skin types. And I threw away the packaging and like a little flyer that came with it, which now I wish I had kept it because I wanted to show that on camera what it claimed. That's really what made me want to do this review, was because I find it hard to believe that there is a matte foundation, long wearing, that is suitable for even the driest of skin types. Unfortunately, I am not of a dry skin type. I am very oily, so this is a foundation that would catch my eye if I was makeup shopping at the drugstore. But if you are on the drier side, then I don't know, you know, I kind of wish I had dry skin just so I could test this out on myself. But for this review and from my point of view, this is going to be from someone who is pretty oily. So obviously I already have the foundation on. I will jump into the clip where I'm applying it. But before I do that, I also want to just go over the cost of everything. So this foundation retails for about $8 to $9, I guess depending on where you're buying it from. I have yet to go to the drugstore and see if it is already on the shelves, and if it is, if they actually have all 40 shades. If that is the case, I would be very, very impressed. So before I jump into the clip of me actually applying the foundation, I'm actually going to show you guys the PR package and kind of show you exactly all the shades, just so you can really appreciate how many color options there are. Don't mind my shakiness here on the camera. I have the camera being held in my hands. I'm not very good at keeping it still. But here's the PR package, and I mean, check out that color range. That is really, really, really good. You have a lot of your cooler, fairer tones going into cool to neutral to warm medium tones. Then you have going into an extensive line of deeper color tones. This one is a missing slot because that's the foundation I used today. And then here is where they had the primers. So, all right, so now that you guys got to see what the PR package looked like and exactly how many shades there were, we're gonna jump right into the next clip of me actually applying the foundation. So before I apply the foundation, I'm gonna go in. The PR package also included a whole bunch of primers. Me personally, I always try to go for pore minimizing or blurring, anything that has to do with like filling in fine lines or larger pores, because that typically is my problem area. So I'm gonna go in with their pore minimizing skin primer. It looks like this. It smells really good. Once applied, we're gonna go right into the foundation. I am a little iffy on the color just because my skin on my face is a lot lighter than the rest of my body, since I'm doing like a little self-tanning right now. So I picked out, well, I had my husband help me, but I picked out L50. I really, really like and appreciate that the bottle has a pump. So I'm gonna zoom in pretty close so you guys can get a really good sense of how it looks when applied. I will be using my damp beauty blender. Typically what I like to do is apply the foundation first on the areas that I feel like I have the most redness. So that's gonna be my nose and like this inner cheek area and chin and forehead. I did all my eye makeup already. That's why you see such a big contrast of white underneath here where the foundation meets, because I primed my under eye with the Tarte Shape Tape. Right away I can tell you that this foundation does not feel thick. I'm just gonna take whatever's left on the back end here of my sponge and just kind of blend it down my neck. I really feel like it looks really good on the skin, and this is without any powders yet. I haven't set it. I feel like the color is really good. Hopefully like the sunlight and my ring light isn't really messing with my vision, but from what I can tell on the viewfinder, it looks pretty good. Much better on this under eye situation. And then same thing for the rest of my face, just so I don't really mess. A lot of you that have been with my channel for a while or have seen my most recent tutorials, you guys know that usually after my foundation, after I set my under eyes and stuff, I do like to go in with a light layer of powder foundation to set the rest of my face. But lately I've kind of been straying away from that, and especially to test this foundation to its fullest, I don't want to do that just because I don't want to mess with the foundation itself. I want to see how this foundation wears on its own, well, as most on its own as I can let it be. So I'm just gonna set my under eye area with my RCMA No Color Translucent Powder, and then I'm gonna finish off the rest of my makeup and my mop here, and I'll be right back. Alright guys, so my makeup is done, hair is did, I don't look like a hot mess. But, so you guys got to see what the foundation looked like right when I was done applying it. I'm gonna zoom in again so you can see exactly what it looks like now with all of my makeup completed. And as I mentioned, I did not set my entire face with any type of face powder. The only areas I set were here and T-zone because that is where I get the oiliest. So it looks really good. So what I'm most curious about is the flex technology that this claims to have, because I am a pretty expressive person, I guess, when it comes to facial expressions, and I know my biggest problem area, which I hope to get fixed very soon, is these little fine lines that I have here on my forehead. And then another problem is going to be right here is my smile lines, because I not only am laughing all the time and have kind of fuller cheeks, but I have dimples, and typically my foundation tends to kind of set and like set in there and gather in there in those areas. So I'm curious to see at exactly what hour mark those start to show, and I'm even more curious to see at what hour mark I start to look really oily. So I'm gonna try my best to do a couple of check-ins throughout this day. I don't know if I'm gonna make it to the 12-hour mark because I finished my makeup like at around 1:45. So we'll see if I can. That means I would have to be, my last check-in would be at 1:45 in the morning, and I'm usually like done by that time. I am already pajamas, face washed, like laying on the couch, getting ready for bed. So I don't know, maybe my last check-in will be around midnight. Maybe if anything, I'll just do like a body shower and I'll try my best to keep this on. It's gonna be a hot day. South Texas, near the border, so it is reaching almost 100 degrees lately, and I shouldn't be outside too much today, but in the evening we are going to be outside. We're going to be doing some work for our other business, my husband and I, so we'll see how that holds up. I'm curious. So until my check-in, we'll see. Alright guys, so we're going to do our first check-in already. It is barely 5 o'clock, so you can see it right here. I don't want to show my notifications, but 5:04. So I was going to wait till 5:45, but we're actually going to go have dinner at my in-laws, and I didn't want to be running late or rushing to film this, so I figured I'd do it early. So we've been about a little over 3 hours or so, right? Is that right? 1:45, 2:45, 3:45, 4:45. Yeah, just a little over 3 hours, and so to kind of give it a test, I haven't really gone out. I've kind of been just doing work at home. So I've been inside, air conditioning, but my husband, if you guys don't know, he does woodworking. So I kind of went outside and hung out with him for about maybe 10-15 minutes. In our garage, there is no air conditioning in there. It's pretty hot. It's pretty hot outside right now. Actually, let's see what the weather is. Y'all want to know how hot it is here? Because it's pretty hot. My phone screen is like giving out on me. So I'm like, okay, it's literally 100 degrees. So there you have it. It is a hot one. So I was sitting there with him just to kind of like, you know, like hang out, but also like see if it does anything to my makeup. And checking in, you guys, I am really not oily at all yet. I can barely start to see like somewhat of a sheen, but so light. You can kind of see it on the screen here where like, you know, you can see my reflection and stuff. That is like nothing. Remember, I did set the center of my face, but like around here and here, the outer edges, I didn't really set. I'm gonna zoom in so you guys can kind of see how everything's holding up. So here, by the way, I have a Canon 80D, so this isn't like a Sony a5100 that I used to film with that like had that smoothing effect on the skin. This is like straight up HD, 1080p, 4K, Ultra, LTE. No. But yeah, you know what I'm saying. It was really, really good. So we're gonna go have dinner, and then we're gonna go do that errand I told you about for our other business, where we will be outside for a little bit of time, and I might break a sweat. We're gonna do some heavy lifting. Not too sure if I will, but we'll see how this goes. So after that, when we get home, I really don't know what time that's gonna be. It actually might be a long night. You may be coming home around maybe 10, 9. I'm hoping for 9. I doubt it though. So I'll check in once we're back. So that'll be another like 4 or 5 hours. We'll see how this holds up. Wish me luck. Alright guys, it is the last check-in of the day. It is just 5 till 11 p.m. so you can kind of see it. So you know I'm not lying. It's 10:55. I think this will be the last check-in because 10:55, 11, 12, 1. We're just a couple hours off from the 12-hour claim, and I have not blotted at all today. I have not put any extra powder on or nothing. I actually really haven't even looked at my makeup since the last check-in. So that was about maybe 5 hours ago. So I do see a lot of wear and tear now, and I'll zoom in so you guys can see. So now at the 10-hour mark roughly, you can definitely see the oiliness. I can always tell when this part is already oily, this is a part that I had set. So once I start to see shine there, that's when I know for sure that my oil has come through. And of course you can see on other areas of my face, that's some of my highlight, that's some of my oil on the forehead. As far as breakage is concerned, it's really not that bad. My forehead lines didn't really settle in, nor did my smile lines, but I do notice that, like, I was outside, so you know when you're outside and like the wind's blowing, I hate the feeling that something's on my face and I can't pinpoint it, and I don't like to scratch it automatically because I don't want to mess up my makeup. But even more so that I'm like testing this foundation, I was really trying not to disturb it. So like around my nose area, you can see like a lot of missing foundation, just like right here, because I was trying to like get some relief from like the itch I had on my face. But other than that, I'm pretty sure if I were to like wipe up against something, I mean, it would come off because my oil has come through already. With that being said, considering that I did not powder or touch up at all, if I was typically gonna be wearing my foundation for this long, there's no way I would go 10 hours without carrying powder with me or anything like that, because I just know my skin, I know my skin type. I mean, usually at the 8-hour mark, if a foundation can at least last me for 8 hours, that's like very impressive in my book. And you know, after the 8 hours, I'll usually just, you know, blot or put on some powder really quick on areas that I feel like need it. So, I mean, this gets a stamp of approval in my book. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I wish it was, I wish I could test it out on a drier skin type to see how it would wear. Maybe it would wear better since a drier skin type wouldn't be producing as much oil as my skin. But then at the same time, you know, I actually think it would be, because even though it's like a matte foundation, I really didn't find it that drying. I for sure have used other more matte foundations from the drugstore that really set pretty matte. This one I'd say would be almost like a demi matte. But yeah, so you guys saw the end result. What do you think? And also for the like majority of the like wearability, or me wearing the foundation, I'm already tired. My brain is like it is comfortable, so that's also another thing to keep in mind too. So you guys tell me what you see, you know, you guys saw my end results, or if you're trying this foundation out for yourself, tell me how you're liking it, or others, you know, probably would like to know too. And yeah, I would say like out of my drugstore foundations, this would maybe be like 10 being like super amazing and 1 being like this was complete crap. I would say this falls within like a 6.5, maybe 7, which is still up there. And I'm only saying that because it's just not my favorite drugstore foundation. I definitely have other favorites for other reasons, you know, but for what this foundation claimed to do, it pretty much did do the job. So I hope this review was helpful. I hope the check-ins are helpful. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys want to see in my next video, and I'll see you then. Bye guys.